What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed. This guy is back, man. You guys already know what time it is right here with this individual. I don't talk about it, I stay about it. I'm pulling up every day, all day. Well, not, I don't know about all day, but you know what? I'm going to pull up every day, man. I'm not going to miss. You know what I mean? Because missing is just not in my vocabulary. Well, anyways, today I'm going to, once again, yes, I know. Mr. Renegade Media, he actually laced me up. So I'm going to give him his flowers, man. So quit the shenanigans, people. You people over there selling them wolf tickets on social media. And one other thing, this right here is for one of my team members, Mr. Claudio. He wanted me to touch on about the liver conditions just a little bit, and I will. I've touched on it in the past, man. But so today I'm going to give some simple natural remedies that can transform your liver health and help you feel your best, okay? But you're going to have to wait till the end of the story for it, people, because I do need to touch and give Renegade Media his flowers. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I don't discriminate right here on this channel. You know, for what? You know, I don't bash any other channel. I may not agree with what they do, but I'm not obligated to go and watch. And since Mr. Renegade Media has been brought to my attention, you know, he's he's an interesting character. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna bash him. No, I'm not on anybody's coattail, because this is what I do. You know what I mean? I'm a full-time online fitness coach, man. Before I go rambling on, because that's what this guy does right here, I gotta give a shout out to all of my followers, my subscribers, and especially my channel members, man. I really appreciate you guys very much, man. If you guys only knew. And last but not least, the funny bunnies as well, because you guys keep me in the algorithm. Well, anyways, people, you guys already know what time it is, man. I've told you guys in the past, you know, let's get this channel up to 10,000 subscribers. That way I can start doing some lives. And on my lives, you know, I will not discriminate. I'm not biased. I don't care what you identify as. I'm not doing no paperwork check on you. I'm not asking for your 128G. Not that. You know what I mean? Just come in with respect and you'll get that respect back. And if you get crazy and get out of hand and want to go against the grain, well, that's when my moderators come in, man. They're not going to give you a calientada. They're just going to remove you. Feel me? Zero tolerance for stupidity. Because we all know what happens when you play stupid games. You win stupid prizes, people. Well, anyways, man, there's so much that I could touch on right now, man. But Renegade Media is the main one. Someone also asked me, what did I think about that feud that went on Dubs and Gunners live with an individual. I don't even know who that individual is. I'm not even going to speak on that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not backing anybody's play there. Why? Because I don't have a dog in their fight. You feel me? I'm not throwing no punches in that fight. So, anyways, with that, man, I mean, I could look into it. I actually didn't see it because, you know, it's past my bedtime, 8:30, baby. This guy right here shuts down. Why? Because I start my program at 2:30 in the morning. That's why. Not because I'm old. Because I'll tell you one thing right now. I may be older, but I'm in way better shape than you guys over there selling them wolf tickets. The ones with the no-face cases. You guys are funny, man. You guys are hilarious. Keep your funny comments coming. I don't care, man. I don't trip on that shit. But anyways, yeah, man. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all. If you want to get started on your fitness journey, shoot me a DM. As a matter of fact, go to my Instagram and check it out. It's High Power Fitness, high_power_fitness_. I have meals there. I have transformations. I have testimonials. I have over 2 years of material of me working out, different types of workouts, burpees. I did burpees everywhere, you know, from rooftops to freeways, everywhere. You know what I mean? I guess that's maybe what put me on the map. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I am a full-time online fitness coach if you want to start becoming that best version of yourself. So you're going to have to shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Now with that being said, let's get to Mr. Renegade Media. So You guys may be wondering why I'm speaking on him so much. Well, because I accidentally, I didn't accidentally, I'm going to keep it real and 100 with you. He's an interesting character. I was, had a sense of who this individual was, and I don't really like the way he speaks on because he's playing a dangerous game, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's hustling. He's doing his thing, you know? He's going to have to lay in his bed, you know? He made it, he's going to have to lay in it. You know, I won't take that avenue. I'm not hurting. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for views. What does views do? People, you guys always come at me, well, you're using them to get views. What the fuck do views do? I don't understand that. You know what gets me places? Are sign-ons. People that sign up with my program. You know, I provide a service for them and I get rewarded. They pay me. Okay, that's what's important here for me. You know what I mean? I help change people's lives. Well, anyways, yes, I ramble on, and this is what I do. If you don't like it, get to step in. You know what I mean? Swipe left, swipe right, whatever you want to do. Just don't try to scuff off my motherfucking state boots, because you'll find it up in your ass. But anyways, people, you know, you got to get his clown on low key. Feel me? Mr. Renegade Media, man. Yeah, he was talking about SNY, how they're basically punking people over there on that yard. You know, I mean, I've never been curious about what goes on that yard. I could care less. But you know what? One thing I did wonder is like, man, these fools, they towed and now they're over there. They rolled it up. What happens when they're no good over there? What do they do with them? You know what I mean? It's like they got another yard after that. I was just a trip on that stuff. But anyways, well, he brought some light to me because, you know, I see these cats, you know, a lot of them cats, you know, that rolled it up, they're not piece of shits. They're just labeled no good, okay? You got to keep in mind, you know, I've done time differently than a lot of these cats that are out here on social media viewing this, you know what I mean? You guys have different vernacular, different definitions. You guys have reinvented the wheel the best you could, you know what I mean? And from where I come from, you can't reinvent the wheel, but, you know, no good is no good, you know, and then you got your piece of shits, you know what I mean? The ones with them sorry-ass jackets. We all know what those are, and I'm not gonna even mention on them. But anyways, a lot of them cats that are over there on the other side of that yard, you know what I mean? They're straight riders still, you know what I mean? They was just overpowered where they were. I can tell you right now, there's very, very, very few that would ride it out until they got their wind taken. The real Mexicas would do that, a real warrior, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we all say that we would do that, but we've never been put in that position. Till this day, I believe that's what I would do. You know what I mean? I would basically go on a suicide mission, really, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to live my life day in, day out getting poked and blasted, you know what I mean, for, you know, someone doing dirty politics and all that, so I'm going to go full force, you know what I mean? Get blasted by the gunner or something, you know. That's what I would do. Oh, that's another thing. I'm going to reflect on. Yes, I did ramble on. Gunner and Dubs, they did breaking news, man. They're like news reporters in the morning. I mean, about that individual that escaped from Delano. Well, he got caught, man. They're talking about, you know, he got caught and he had a fusca on him. That's a foolish motherfucker right there. That boy's going to be tortured for who knows how long. He should have went out firing, baby. You know what I mean? That's the attitude that we carried back in the day when that 3 strikes law came. We weren't going out like that. Shit, you're going to strike us out, we're going out with the motherfucking fight. That fool had a fusca. He should have had a shootout with them, had his life taken, because I tell you one thing, he probably regrets it now. Because them cats over there, they roll differently. You know what I mean? They already have animosity towards the United States for their reasons, and I don't get involved with that stuff. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a whole different war. I'm out here pushing a good cause and helping change people's lives. But yeah, I did ramble on. And yeah, Mr. Renegade Media, man. So anyways, he put out a lot of information out there, and I actually listened to this, what he was speaking on, you know what I mean? The way the SNY runs, man, there's like neighborhoods in there now. They're gang banging. And now they're taking advantage of the cats that rolled it up and PC'd up, and they're taxing them, you know what I mean? So what I get out of this, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it really 100%. I know a lot of cats may not like this. It almost sounds like that's the new fucking main line right there. You feel me? To a certain extent. You know what I mean? Because in the main line, we ain't taxing people. You know what I mean? If you ain't politicking and you're minding your own business, you're good. But this is like kind of low key, in a sense of bullying, other than gangbanging, because they're gangbanging in there against other fucking factions, I should say. You know, it's crazy. It's like it sounds like the Wild Wild West to me. You know what I mean? The Wild Wild West. They're in there gangbanging. They're taxing fucking non-participants, and yeah, it's a trip, man. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was like that, and he identified so many different organizations right there on the SNY yard. The only one I was heard of were the 2-5s. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was already out of the game, you know, when I heard them coming in, you know what I mean? Because like I said, back in the day when I was doing time, anybody that rolled it up, they were just labeled no good, you know what I mean? They're over there on the SMY yard, special needs yard. But yeah, Mr. Renegade Media, man, hey, gracias for putting me up on your fucking on your PC movement. You know, it's crazy. And no, I'm not bashing Renegade Media, you know what I mean? I understand what he's trying to do, but like I said, at the end of the day, he drops too many names. You know what I mean? I'm not from his area, so I can't label him with any particular label other than it's known, you know, he PC'd up. He said it himself. He ran Northern whatever for 8 years, you know what I mean? I don't know what fucking clique they call that over there, Northern Riders or something. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea who they are, what they are, you know what I mean? They're doing their thing on SNY yards. Sounds like them SNY yards are off the hook, man. Really. Full blown war, seems like, the way he put it out there. You know, so for those of you that are thinking about getting caught up in the mix, be prepared for war, because the way old boy Renegade Media portrays it, these fools are like activo like a motherfucker to a certain extent. You feel me? They're SNY, but like I said, they ain't all POSs over there. They got their killers, they got their riders, and then they got the people that fell into play because they were accepted. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, people, yeah. Hey, gracias for low key giving a little knowledge and letting me get myself laced up with what goes on over there. Like I said, man, it almost sounds like it's the fucking new fucking main line. You know, it's crazy. A Wild Wild West main line. You know what I mean? Because we did have guidelines. And with us, it was all about respect, and there was no gang banging. You know what I mean? That was crazy. But anyways, people, Mr. Claudio, this is for your relative that wanted to inquire a little bit about fatty liver, man, how to deal with fatty liver. The right drinks can make a huge difference in detoxifying your liver and improving overall health. Unsweetened organic coffee has liver protecting properties, which are anti-inflammatory. Green tea, it has phytonutrients, which is a potent anti-inflammatory. Another drink is beet juice. That beet juice is very high in betaine, which can help reduce a fatty liver. Beet juice also increases glutathione, which is a powerful antioxidant. Okay, so and then there's turmeric. Turmeric has something called curcumin, which is really good for your liver. It's another powerful anti-inflammatory, and it can inhibit a fatty liver. So, you know, those are just a few drinks right there I wanted to put out there, because I told you I would share that. And why? Because you're my team member, and I'm a full-time online fitness coach. I'm really laced up with nutrition, workouts, and home remedies, I should say, for improving your overall health. I have the knowledge, you know what I mean? I've educated myself. I used the wrong word, laced up. I pretty much lace myself up with that. You know what I mean? Just I do a lot of reading and stuff that I've tried myself, experimented with myself, man. So if you want to get started on your fitness journey, if you want to take it to that next level, shoot me a DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, man. There ain't nothing to it but to do. You can't talk about it. You just got to be about it. But anyways, hey, Mr. fucking, fuck, I didn't even know that cat's name again. Renegade Media, man. Hey, man, you give out a lot of information, and that's something I can't contest about. Why? Because I've never lived that side. I walk in good standings. I'm going out in good standings, baby. You know what I mean? I pro GP, and that's just it, man. It is what it is. Whatever you did to drive yourself over there, you know, I could speculate all day just by the way you carry yourself, and I won't get into that. But anyways, I'm giving Renegade Media his flowers because basically low key he laced me up a little bit on how the get down is over there on SNY. You know, not that I really gave a shit, but man, it's like the Wild Wild West, baby. You know what I mean? It's almost seems like it's the new GP. Fools are off the hook over there. Anyways, people, with that being said, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, thumbs up, or thumbs down. Let's get this channel to 10,000 subscribers. And once I'm at 10,000 subscribers, you guys already know what time it is, man. This motherfucking YouTube yarda will become activo. And keep in mind, once again, no shenanigans on my yarda. You will be removed. There ain't no motherfucking calientadas. Zero tolerance for stupidity. Now, with that being said, let's do this.